What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails of Cold Steel. Last time, we started off our free day here in Trista for Chapter 5, and we used all our bonding points to hang out with some of the other Class 7 members, but now it's time to get started on our work for the day. So we have quite a few tasks to take care of, first of which, our optional one, is going to be talking to Beryl, something about the 7 mysteries of Thor's. So let's head over to the student council building and have a chat with her. Have a chat with the occult girl. I'm actually curious, before we head over there, what do you have to say about the students here? Oh, is that a recipe book you have there? You must be one dedicated chef to walk around with something like that. I wish I had that kind of focus. I don't know if I'm that dedicated, but it seems like you're a little down about cooking in general. What's wrong? Well, the students at this dorm have rather extravagant palates. Meanwhile, I'm only capable of making what they deem commoner food, which they quickly tire of. I fear for my continued employment if I'm unable to improve my cooking skills and make food that fits their tastes. Being a maid sounds like hard work. Is there any way I can help? Well, how about this? Could you bring me along some unique dishes? Unique what now? A dish made by someone so skilled it becomes a true standout, truly unique, a shining testament to cooking as an art. Bearing witness to such incredible dishes may be an effective way to learn more about cooking as a whole. I'm well aware of how shameless and massive this request is, so if you wish to decline, that's fine too. Don't worry about it, I'd love to help you out. I'll be sure to bring you any unique dishes I come across. Thank you very much, you're a true gentleman. Do I have anything? Wow, I had no idea such delicious looking food existed. Thank you very much, this would be a great help. Yep, you're welcome. Alright. Guess we're not gonna see if anyone's here. Lady Ferris was in rare form this morning. It takes a special kind of lady to both wear all of her clothes inside out and trip over nothing. What an honor it is to serve such interesting and endearing masters. I knew it. She finds all of this hilarious. I mean, it probably is very entertaining. Alright, let's head back to the school and back to our initial objective of talking to Beryl over at the Student Union building. No students here currently eating. Oh yeah, Machias is probably getting ready for his match. Our match with the upper class chess club is starting soon. We've done all we can to prepare, and now we just have to go all out. Which means any of the upper class chess people didn't go on vacation. Wait, what was I doing here? Alright, Beryl. Welcome to the Occult Research Society. What kind of fortune would you like me to tell you, Reina Class 7? Health, romance, I can even give life advice if that's what you wish. Sorry, I'm not actually here to get my fortune told. Don't worry, I'm well aware of that. You were sent by the student council, weren't you? You could have at least played along for a little, though you're not much fun. I'm kind of fun. Beryl's a strange one, alright. She's got quite the reputation among the girls as an uncannily accurate fortune teller, though. There's something you'd like to ask me, is there not? Answers are merely a question away. Do you wish to know what kinds of rituals and curses are my favorites, perhaps? That's probably the kind of thing I'm better off not knowing, thanks. Wait, she didn't just read my mind, did she? Nah, she couldn't have. So I assume you've been informed about what I want you to do. Yeah, you want me to look into the Academy 7 mysteries, right? Precisely. The sooner you can start investigating, the better. Are you ready to begin? Sure, I'm ready when you are. I know a lot of schools across the country have mysteries like these, but I didn't know that Thor's had a set all of its own. Well, I'm glad I could give you the good news. They've become a hot topic amongst some of the girls recently. Huh, I wouldn't have guessed that. But you said you wanted me to look into the 7 mysteries. Does that mean you don't know what all of them are and you want to find out what information you're missing? No, I know the basics of each mystery already. What I'd like you to do is investigate how credible each one is. I see. Is that something I'll really be able to investigate, though? I mean, if they're supernatural, you can just think of it as part of your investigation. If you can't come across to any conclusion, so be it. Either way, to be more specific, I'd like you to talk to the people most likely to know something about each mystery. I can do it myself, but I'm not exactly what you'd call a people person. Right, okay, I think I get what you want me to do now. Can you give me a head start by telling me what you know about each of the 7 mysteries, though? I think if I told you everything at once, it might be so much horror to take in that it would stop your heart. So ask me about them one by one. I'll tell you what I can about each. Sounds like a good way to do it. Alright, leave the investigation to me. Thank you. I look forward to hearing what you discover. Do you wish to hear it? Yeah. Sure, let's do it. First mystery, the crying sculpture. The sculpture in question rests in the art room. It's used as reference for our sketches. However, if you dare draw near, you can see tear tracks running down its face. Whoa. What's more, the tears return after wiping them away. Rumor has it the tears originate from a human head contained within. Okay, I was on board up until then, but that's a little extreme to believe. You think so too? Even so, these sorts of stories are always contain some kernel of truth. Perhaps speaking to the head of the art club will allow you to find it. The haunted piano. Late one night, a student walking by the music room heard someone playing the piano. Drawn by the sound, she took a peek into the room only to find it empty. Well, the name certainly fits. They claim it's a music-loving ghost playing the piano in there. A ghost who likes music, that's all? Seems a bit lazy to me. Agreed. At least give the ghost some elaborate tragic backstory to explain its connection to the piano. Regardless, perhaps you could learn more about the head of the wind orchestra. I believe his name was Hebel. Thirdly, we have the mystery of the forbidden tome. Now this one is interesting. Apparently, the Academy's library houses a book containing one of the world's greatest secrets. The book is passed down from one library to the next, all of whom are tasked with keeping it safe from prying eyes. You weren't kidding, this one is pretty interesting. It pleases me to know that I have a partner in fascination. Just imagine if it were something about the fall of the ancient Sumerian civilization. How romantic. The person currently in charge of the library is Instructor Thomas. He's likely the only person who knows for sure. Okay. The fourth mystery tells of hidden graves. The legend dates back 250 years. It said that many who died in the War of the Lions lie buried beneath this academy. More specifically, their bodies are buried directly below what is now the field. Whoa, is there more to the story? Oh, there most certainly is. They say on some cursed nights, the corpses of the buried rise from their graves to bathe in the moonlight. When they do, their long-ridden graves rise to the surface, overturning it and leaving holes. Well, that explains why this mystery is called the Hidden Graves, at least. But honestly, I was kind of expecting the mystery to be a little creepier. You must be getting used to these macabre mysteries. Good. Wait, what do you mean by good? Regardless, the best people to ask about the field would be the members of the riding club. I believe their club's captain, Lambert, is home for the summer. Perhaps you should ask Paula instead. The sports club Grudge is the topic of the fifth mystery. Given how hard the sports clubs train, it's not uncommon to hear screaming coming from their general direction. But some say screams can be heard coming from something else dwelling in the gymnasium. The rumors say that those screams are a grudge of sorts, a manifestation of all the stresses sports club members face. This one seems a bit backwards to me. Working up a sweat should wash away your stress, not make a monster out of them. Only a select few would share that sentiment. Such ignorance of others' feelings might lead you to your unfortunate end. Right. No matter. It may be wise to ask the captain of the fencing club for further details on this mystery. I think her name is Friedel. 6 mystery surrounds the Crimson Devil of Lake Hell. Have you paid much mind to the pond beside the gymnasium? Some say it has a direct connection to Hell itself. Or Gehenna, I guess you would say here. More amazingly, they say a resident of Hell, the Crimson Devil, shows up at the pond from time to time. Well, that's certainly something. Any word what it looks like? Sadly, the only descriptor I've heard is that it has 2 massive claws. It might be best to ask someone who knows, someone who fishes there often. Oh, well, we know who we're talking to. We should know more about the mystery. Do you know Kenneth? He's a first year in the Imperial Fishing Club. He's a noble, though he acts as though he's not. Nevertheless, he is the club's head. Perhaps he knows something. One more. The 7th and final mystery is that the poltergeist in the upper class dormitory. To be frank, I have little information about this one. But it seems as though the furniture, cutlery, and the like are often found broken in the upper class dormitory. And the people are saying a poltergeist is responsible? So it seems. Considering the mess it seems to be making, I can only imagine that the dormitory's maids would know something. Perhaps you should ask them for information. Maybe the maid outside we saw. Alright, well, now we know about the 7 mysteries. Now to go check them all out. Assuming I can remember them all. Well, let's first go to the school, because obviously the first couple were like, you know, go to the art room about the crying statue, and then the haunted piano. So let's start with those. Does it actually have in our book the ones we read about? No, it just has... Oh, no, it does. Okay, cool. So we can just look here. So yeah, let's just go in order. The crying sculpture, yeah. So let's head this way and go to the art room. Oh, well, it has the exclamation points anyway. So is it this one? Maybe. Pretty sure this girl's the head of the art club. Excuse me, can I have a minute of your time? No, I'm busy. But my ears work, so I can listen to whatever you have to say. Go ahead, state your business. Okay. I guess she's going to keep working while I talk. That's pretty impressive. I'm actually looking into the Academy's 7 mysteries. One of which is the art room's crying sculpture. You wouldn't happen to know anything about... Condensation. Sorry? Like I said, it's condensation. You have no idea how many people have come in to ask about that. They're not tears, just condensation. Water vapor in the air. If big words scare you. Who in their right mind would actually believe a sculpture could cry? I guess the world will never run out of idiots. I see. Is that it? Yeah, pretty much. Thank you for the information. It was nothing. Jeez. Rude. Well, we learned about that, so... Oh, so I guess it's not just gonna be... Okay, so we'll have to just look around, I guess. Yeah, we'll just get all the exclamation points we can. Alright, nothing on this floor. Alright. We'll just go talk to everybody. Library, right, Instructor Thomas was one of the other ones. Reed, my boy, what sort of questions has your inquiring mind come up with today? As it happens, I'm looking into something for a fellow student. Do you know anything about a forbidden tome supposedly locked away in this library? A forbidden tome? My, what a fascinating idea. Just imagine if it contains details on the sacraments of the ancient Zemurian civilization. Or perhaps it could be a grimoire written by the Crossbellian alchemists of the Middle Ages. Wouldn't it be thrilling if one actually existed? Yeah, it sure would. In other words, it doesn't. But what exactly inspired you to ask about this imaginary tome? Well, I'm investigating the 7 mysteries of the Academy, and one of them has to do with a book full of the world's greatest secrets hidden deep within this library. Ah, so that's what this is all about. This year's story is even more absurd than the one I heard last year, but I do believe I know what you're talking about. You do? The tome the story refers to is in fact a volume, how should I put this, gentleman's special interest literature. Oh no. Seriously? At least the forbidden part is right, not because it's dangerous or anything, but because it's rather naughty. We tell you boys time after time not to bring those sorts of things into the Academy, but someone always has to try. Well, boys will be boys, I suppose. This little tale started because we gather the contraband here before we dispose of it. Well, that's one way to do things. So if you happen to have a prize collection of your own, make sure to leave it under your mattress back home. Unless you want me to find it and share what you're into with Instructor Sarah and the rest of the faculty. I have no idea what you're talking about. Haha, well anyway, there's nothing especially unusual or mysterious about this library, I'm afraid. You have made that abundantly clear. Thank you for your time, Instructor. Well, so they're just porn magazines. Oh well, that's kind of underwhelming. Yeah, alright, looks like, right, we have to talk to, Kenneth, and then the gymnasium. And then I guess we'll find the others. Oh, they said the riding club too, right? Yeah, it's over there as well. So that's 2 down, so that means 3, 4, 5. But there should still be 2 more after that. So I assume maybe the others are in Trista. Well, we'll see. Oh my and mercy. Did you clone yourself, Vivi? How wonderful. Now we can work twice as efficiently. Fake Vivi can tend to the flower bed over there, and real Vivi can be in charge of getting the equipment ready. Oh, she's good. Haha. They have their hair the same today, so. Hey, Irene, still fishing the good fish? I don't think that's how the saying goes, but I guess you could say that. There's actually something I was hoping to ask you about. Does the Crimson Devil of Lake Hell ring any bells? That's one of the Academy's 7 big mysteries, right? It's the only one I know, at least. Seriously, though, did anyone really believe this place was connected to hell? Haha, probably not. Any idea what the Crimson Devil part's all about, though? That's probably a crayfish. You see them around here every so often. That must be it. What's a crayfish? Red thing. Kind of looks like a crab. Even has 2 big claws, just like the devil's supposed to. I wouldn't be surprised if a crayfish inspired the whole thing. Yeah, especially when you put it like that. Thanks, Kenneth. Well, also disappointing. Oh, hi, Emma. What are you up to? Hey, Emma, what brings you here? Oh, Reen, you wouldn't have happened to seen Celine anywhere, would you? I've been searching all over for her. Celine? That's your cat, isn't it? Well, I wouldn't exactly call her my cat. She was with me just until a little while ago, but then she bolted off something to catch her interest. Huh, I haven't seen her around, at least not recently. Well, I probably shouldn't be too worried about it. She's the capricious sort, not unlike Milliam, I suppose. She must have run off to have a little cat adventure somewhere. Uh-huh. Alright, the fencing club. I think she's the captain of the fencing club, right? Sorry to bother you, but can I ask you a question? Not a bother at all. Ask away. As it so happens, I'm looking into the 7 mysteries of the Academy. Have you ever heard of the sports club Grudge? Oh sure, people have been talking about it ever since I was the first year. Although I don't suppose it will gain much traction next year. Why's that? It's pretty simple really. Those screams don't come from people, but from the door that used to be here. It had been in bad condition for years and used to make these awful screeching noises. So I asked for a replacement at the beginning of the month. Now everything is nice and quiet around here. Well, that explains that. Thanks for the info. You're very welcome. That's probably the most boring one so far. It's just a creaky door. Alright, let's go talk to the riding club. Right, so there's going to be 2 more after this. One is obviously going to be at the upper class dorm, and I guess the other one is the music person. Hebel, was it? You're Reed from Eustace's class, right? Yeah, that's right. You're Paul from class 5, I assume? Might sound weird, but I'm currently looking into the mystery surrounding the school. Have you heard the rumor they're calling the hidden graves? I have. That's the one about the dead rising from their graves on the field, right? Lambert and I found a hole in the field a while back, but the only thing to come out of it was an exam with a bad grade. Seriously? Yep, seems like someone couldn't deal with getting a score that bad, and they tried to put their test 6 ridge under. They didn't even bury it, though, just dug a hole and tossed it in. We filled it up since someone could have tripped. But with a grade like that, you could say the only grave our culprit dug was his own. Yeah, that joke was so bad I can't even force myself to laugh. That aside, thanks for the info, it's a big help. Yep, we're not really learning anything of value here. Alright, let's head into town and find the other 2. Yep, as I fit. Okay, upper class dorm and then the chapel. Oh, right, because all the music people are at the chapel right now. I can't think of a better person to ask about the upper class dorm. Excuse me, would you mind if I ask you a question? Of course not. How can I help you? I'm investigating the 7 mysteries of the Academy. And there's one story about a poltergeist in this dorm. Would you know if there's any truth to that? Hehe, I do in fact. Some of the more experienced maids told me all about it. I've even seen it for myself. You've actually seen the poltergeist? Oh, not quite. There was a much simpler explanation behind all the havoc. As the story goes, the plates are broken and utensils strewn about the kitchen, correct? But these things happen when girls try their hands at cooking for the first time. The kitchen can get very chaotic. This tends to hit its peak in May when most of them want to practice for their cooking classes. But I think poltergeist makes for a far more interesting culprit when people are sharing stories. Ah, that explains it. Thanks for clearing everything up. I'm glad I could be of help. Ugh, so boring. Yeah, we almost had something. She was like, oh, yes, I've seen it. It's like, oh, well, you've seen it. You've seen it happen. Alright. I think this is Hebel from the Wind Orchestra. Oh, hey, what's up? I have a quick question for you. I'm trying to investigate the 7 mysteries of the Academy. What have you heard about the haunted piano? Oh, that story. That's the one about the ghost playing the piano in an empty room, isn't it? Oh, so you do know it. What can you tell me about it? So you want to know the truth, huh? As it turns out, the ghost was me all along. Whoa, really? Okay, calm down. I didn't mean that I'm actually a ghost. Haha. The rumor started spreading because someone heard noises in what they thought was an empty room, but I'm pretty sure they just stumbled along while I was tuning the piano. Really? Yeah, it's not exactly rare to end up totally obscured from view when you're tuning certain parts of it. Chances are whoever heard it at the time just couldn't see me. So basically, I'm your so-called ghost. Haha, that makes sense. Right? Sorry though, you were probably hoping for something a bit more exciting. Not at all, haha, you just told me what I needed to hear. Beryl and I might not be thrilled though. Thank you for your time. Not a problem. 7 mysteries, 7 answers. In the end, none of them turned out to be as spooky as I'd hoped. Oh well, I hope Beryl won't be too disappointed. Yep, let's go back and tell her. Oh right, Student Union Building. It looks like you finished your investigation. Can you tell me what you've learned? Sure, let me go through them one by one. I see. Condensation magazines attest. None of those are supernatural at all. I honestly didn't expect any of them to be real, but the truth is even more pathetic than I thought it'd be. I agree. Although it's kind of interesting that people were able to make such fantastical stories out of perfectly ordinary things. I suppose that's true. Still, I'd like to thank you for looking into everything for me. Here you go, it's something hexed with one of my favorite curses. Thanks. Thanks. Tell you the truth, I'm a little surprised none of the mysteries had anything to do with the old schoolhouse. It seems like the perfect setting for a good ghost story. Wonder why it didn't come up. I mean, we already know there are strange monsters in there. What are you talking about? Of course it comes up. In the real 7 mysteries, at least. What? Could you say that again? I couldn't quite make that out. I didn't say a word. Perhaps your investigation has gotten to you. Could have sworn I heard her serious. Ugh. I could have sworn I heard her say something about the real 7 mysteries. Oh well, it's probably a better idea not to get into it. Alright, well there's that. So now let's go to the engineering building, which is right next door. And I guess they need us to ride the bike again this month, from what it seems. Well, here you are. Hi, Reen. Thanks for coming. Hey, Toa, what brings you here? I need a little break from work, so I came along to help George and Angie. We asked her to come help out with the request we sent you. Oh, so she's working on the bike too? Yep, the request is pretty much the same as last time, with one key difference. This time, we'd like you to ride with Toa at your side. By my side? Don't you mean behind me? Haha, maybe it would be easier just to show you what we're talking about. I believe it's time for the grand reveal. A sidecar. Wow. Impressive, isn't it? We call this a sidecar. Much like the bike itself, this was the Rower Institute of Technology prototype that George put the finishing touches on. You can probably tell, but the sidecar lets other people ride along with you. Though it's much closer to riding in an orbital car than it is being on a second bike. That's pretty interesting. So do you want me to do a test ride while Toa sits in the sidecar? Yep. That means I'm in your care, Reen. Try not to crash or anything. Right, I'll make sure everything goes smoothly and safely. Oh, don't worry about that. George and I have already done all the necessary safety tests. The goal of this test is to get a fresh perspective, just like last time. That's right, be sure to give us as much feedback as you can. That goes for you too, Toa. Okay. So do you have the time go for a ride? Sorry, Reen, I'm always keeping you busy. Oh, don't worry about it. How about you, though? Do you have time? You seemed pretty busy yesterday. Thanks for worrying, but I'm fine. I've got most of the harder work sorted out yesterday. Which means I've got time to spare today. As you can see, George and I are ready to go whenever you are. We'll work to your schedule today. Thank you, well then. Why don't we get started right away? Great, let's get everything set up then. We're doing this on the nearby highway, aren't we? Yep, same one Reen tested the bike on last time. So how does it feel to be in the sidecar, Toa? It's exciting, but I'm a little nervous too. Knowing Reen will be driving puts me at ease, though. Haha, thanks. Oh, Toa, please don't say things that will make me envious like that. Now I have no choice but to send Reen home and ride with you myself. Sorry to cut you short here, Angie, but I can't let you do that. Remember, we chose these two for a reason. Ugh. Same test as last time, right? Starting to ride, shifting gears, and coming to a stop? Does the sidecar change things at all? Ahem, actually, yes. The main changes are the increase in weight and a different center of gravity. Those two things will have a huge impact on how the bike operates. I'd recommend you approach this as a whole new experience because it's definitely going to feel like one. I never would have guessed. Okay, what will I have to do? Basically, when the sidecar is attached, you end up veering off towards its direction while you're accelerating. Okay. By the same token, when you're slowing down, you'll end up veering off in the opposite direction, which changes things for your little tests. Starting to move will pull the handlebar to the left, so make sure to turn it slightly right in advance to compensate, okay? Next up, when you're shifting gears, you'll need to turn the handlebar slightly to the left when you disengage the clutch. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna remember all this. Same goes for bringing her to a stop, but the extra right means she's gonna be harder to slow down. So be sure to hit the brakes earlier than you did last time. Will do. It's like a whole new different set of rules. It really is, but you should be fine if you pay attention to what you're doing. My advice for you, Toa, is to believe in Reen and focus entirely on enjoying yourself. I think you'll have a wonderful time if you do. Seconded. That should help motivate Reen, too. How so? Well, think about it. I'll be happy knowing you're having fun, and I won't want to make any mistakes and ruin that. Aw, that's so sweet. Well then, here's hoping it'll be fun for both of us. There's the hope. Alright, let's see if I can remember everything they just told us. Alright, I'm gonna start the engine now. This is also exciting. Okay, get ready. Angelica said I should turn the handlebar a bit when I start moving, didn't she? Right, because the center of the weight is gonna veer me to the right. It's gonna veer me to the left, so turn the handlebar slightly to the right, I believe. Here we go. Yep, okay, that was it. Ew, glad I didn't mess that up. Yeah, that was really smooth. I mean, I just used logic there as opposed to what I remembered. And off they go. Yeah, should be fun to talk to them when they get back. And I think it said when you have to clutch, it was to the left. So how is it? Does it feel any different when you rode alone? It definitely does. Angelica was right when she said it would handle completely differently. That's not the only thing. Oh, what else is there? Oh, nothing. I was thinking of something else. I probably shouldn't tell her the excitement of riding with her is a bigger hurdle than the sidecar. Okay, I think we're both used to the speed by now. Are you ready to go a bit faster? Sure. Alright, let's switch gears. I think it was slightly to the left. I need to disengage the clutch, then turn the handlebar slightly to the left, opposite the way we drove off. Yep, that was it. Perfect. Well, look at you. That went well. Thanks for the encouragement. Don't be silly. All I'm doing is sitting here. And then the last thing is to make sure we stop earlier than usual, because of the extra weight of the sidecar. This really does feel nice, doesn't it? The view from here is great too. It's a much more refreshing experience than I expected it would be. Having you here with me makes it a lot more fun too. Hee hee, aw, thanks. Okay then, I guess we're about done. It's almost time for us to turn back, so I'm gonna slow down a bit. Okie dokie, it sounds like it's time for the final test. Angelica said the extra weight of the sidecar means I should take a different approach to slowing down. Brake earlier than usual. It takes longer for it to come to a stop with the extra weight, so I should put the brakes earlier than usual. There we go. We stopped just in the right spot. I knew you could do it. Thank you, Reen. I had so much fun, and we still have the journey back to look forward to. I'm glad to hear it. Why don't we take a little break before we go back then? Sounds good to me. And we're back. It seems like things went very well for the both of you. I'm impressed you could handle her so well with such different hardware than the last time you rode. Please, I'm blushing here. We really appreciate your help too, Toa. You ended up having a really great time, didn't you? I did. It was a lot easier to just sit back and enjoy myself than I thought. Of course, that's all thanks to Reen. Not at all. The fact that you trusted in me and were able to enjoy yourself kept me focused on doing a good job. Well, I always trusted you, so today wasn't anything special. Nice to hear you say that, though. It tears my soul to say it, but you two make for a good pair. I agree. I was about to say the same thing. Well then, that finishes up the test. Let's head back to the engineering building. That was my original, like, whole couple thing, because since Cold Steel is much more open-ended with, you know, who Reen is interested in, it was definitely Reen and Toa when I first played the game. Thank you both for all the great data. Your feedback should come in handy when I'm tuning the thing. Always glad to help. You're planning on entering that data into the computer, right? Would you like to help, would you like me to help you organize all of it? Really? That'd be a great help, but are you sure you have the time? Aren't you busy with your preparations for the trade conference? Wait, Toa's going to the trade conference? Ah, right, I haven't told you yet, have I? The truth is, the Imperial government requested I go along to help out with the major players. As such, I'll be heading to Crossbell for the trade conference as an assistant to the Entourage. Wow. The Entourage attends to the Empire's representative during the meeting, right? And you're assisting them? Yeah, it'll mainly involve helping them out with paperwork and scheduling, I imagine. I don't think I'll be much help, to be honest, but the government did ask. Toa's received a ton of job offers from all over the country lately. Everyone's just waiting on her to graduate. The trade conference invite is the government's attempt to sweeten the deal. Unbelievable. Does that mean you're planning on moving into government work instead of the military? I still haven't decided yet. I'm kind of doing this to broaden my horizons. And apparently all of this is because of the trouble in Heimdallr last month. The government took a real interest in how quickly and effectively she evacuated all the civilians. That explains it. I'd say Class 7 ended up doing a lot more than I ever could have. I even had help from Angie and Crow, too. Even then, it was thanks to your instructions we were able to split up and handle everything so efficiently. If you ever did decide to enter the military, I think you'd make a splendid commander. If they have a uniform small enough to fit her, at least. Hey, no teasing allowed. Haha. Either way, best of luck. I'm sure we'll be in the middle of another field study by then, but I'll be praying that things go well for you. Thanks, Reen. Whoa, 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 this is starting to look way too much like a sappy 10-mirror novella. Let me just step in right here and keep you two from stumbling into a badly written fantasy. What kind of novellas are you reading? Was it something I said? Now, asking questions will only encourage her. Change the subject before this gets out of hand. Thanks for helping us test out the bike again. This is for you. Volcanic rain. Haha, just glad I could help. Hehe, see you later then, Reen. Good luck investigating the old schoolhouse too. Au revoir. You'll be the first person we ask if we need any more help. Hello, Reen Schwarzer of Class 7 speaking. Oh, we're gonna get an additional task, aren't we? It's Sarah. You knocking out those requests for the student council? Yeah, I made my way through several of them, just getting started on the rest. Nice, I've got something to talk to you about, so you can come along to the faculty lounge when you can. I'm not going to take it out of your grades if you don't show up or anything, just a personal thing later. Didn't even wait to hear my response. Oh well, suppose I should go meet her in the faculty lounge when I get a chance. Yeah, let's go see what she has to say first, and then we'll decide if I'll save it for next time or not. Let's see, yeah, I mean, that's some really good quartz. Oh, wait, did they put scent on? No. We're not doing that. I am not wanting more enemies to notice me. I believe this is the faculty lounge. Sarah? Ah, there you are. Seems like everything's going smoothly with the student council. For the most part, yeah. Glad to hear it. I'm almost finished with another day's boring paperwork here. Want to skip this joint and head into town? You can treat me to a couple beers for being such a dedicated teacher. Yeah, for some reason I see the school frowning on that. You never cease to entertain, Reen. So, Neidhart let it slip that he gave you some kind of special training last month. Wait, what are you... Oh, you must mean those swimming lessons. Exactly. I've been pretty pleased on how all of the guys have been improving their times. And then boom, I find out it's all because of Neidhart's meddling. I'm still fuming. Do you know how much crow I was eating because he bragged right to my face? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner? What's the deal with those two? It's like they're locked in some mortal struggle to outdo each other. Well, if that's how he wants to play it, the gloves are coming off. I'm gonna hold special girls-only lessons. And you're just the man who's gonna help me out. Wait, why? But you just said it was girls only. Oh, but I need you, Reen. I need you to tell me all the juicy details about what Neidhart's been drilling you on. So are you free right now? Yes. I almost regret saying it, but I am. Splendid. Let's tear off our clothes and get into our swimming suits. Go gather up all the girls and tell them to meet me at the gymnasium. Is this something really? I don't know why I have to be in a swimsuit for this. Oh, Billiam's here too. So what sort of training will we be doing here? It hasn't escaped my notice that only us girls are here too. What sort of training indeed? I'm more worried about the wandering gaze of a certain boy in our midst. Well, things happen. Listen up, Instructor Reen here is going to tell us all about the secret training Neidhart decided to give the guys. Did you know he actually held a special workshop just for them? Does it burn you up that none of you were included? Not really. Knowing him, it was probably some needless exertion. Yeah, I totally get what you mean. He seems like the kind of guy who likes boring monologues and macho training sessions and that sort of stuff. Wow, why don't you tell us how you really feel? Alright, let's start with this so-called man-way method of his. What does that involve exactly? Ooh, that actually sounds pretty cool. The general idea behind the man-way method is people put more effort into things when they can beat other people at them. Wait, what? No, that's not it at all. First off, we'll have Reen the Mean Machine show us how it's done. Go ahead and choose who you want. Oh, well, yeah, I guess we did do that. Choose who you want to square off with. You know, Reen is just fine, really. Okay, I'm stuck here anyway. Might as well make the most of it. Let's compete with Laura, because, actually, Instructor Sarah would be interesting. Let's go with Laura. You're a great swimmer, Laura. Would you mind going first? I've been hoping for the opportunity to have a proper match with you. I accept. Ooh, I smell the flames of competition. Let's throw some fuel on that fire. Ready, and go. Am I actually gonna have to, like, do this? Yep, okay. Good swim. Unbelievable. I never realized you were this strong of a swimmer, Reen. It might have been a fluke. I've seen you swim before. On your good days, you'd leave me eating your wake. Fluke or no, you scored a win on that one. Anyway, get back over here. We're not done yet. Not even close. Yeah, because you have to make everyone expend all their energy. So what did Neidhart have you guys do after this? Well, the first part was having us all go head-to-head like we did just now. After that, he pushed us to our limit, swimming the length of the pool with just 30 seconds of rest between laps. In terms of distance, I bet we ended up swimming well over 5,000 arch. That's crazy. Now that's what I call a long-distance swim. Sounds about right for a regular training session. Maybe for you, Laura. Blah. The distance doesn't really bother me. I just want to swim laps back and forth. Boo ring. How about we play tag? Oh? I'm up for it if the rest of you are. Sounds fun. I'm not opposed to the idea. Yeah, I just hope a certain someone doesn't use fun and games as an excuse to get all grabby. Rain of all people? Relax, this is me you're talking about, not Crow. I'm sure it'll be fine. Well, it looks like everyone's up for a rousing game of tag. Woohoo! I'll be it first. And that was how a grueling training... excuse me. And that was how a grueling training session devolved into pool games. Unfortunately for poor Rain, his hands did end up in the wrong place, the wrong time once or twice, earning him everlasting shame. However, he nobly persevered, and so it was their novel training day came to an end. Yeah, thanks. You're welcome. Alright, looks like we're finally done with that. Alright, so, next time we're going to head to the old schoolhouse for our monthly excursion down there. I guess we'll go down to the 5th floor. And then I guess there's only going to be one more floor after that when we do the next chapter. So that's going to be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.